Today I'm doing a peachy look. I just thought it was a funky geometric look. It's a nice way for us to all dip into some color while we're all quarantined away. So I'm just gonna go straight into it, and I'm gonna do my face first. And I'm just gonna chat with you guys while I'm doing this because I feel like I've done a couple of tutorials where I've explained the basic first steps that I always do. I always start off with a Mystic Primer Serum, and everything is gonna be linked below as usual. So I'm just taking a little bit of the serum and I'm applying it all over my face. And yeah, I just want to chat with you guys today. This is gonna be a really chatty tutorial because, you know, life's been a little crazy lately. Amongst everybody being quarantined at home, I have this extra layer of complication because my wedding is supposed to be happening this June. And I am so stressed out about this wedding, not like a normal person would stress out. So let me tell you, like, planning the wedding was so easy, finding my outfits was so easy, coming up with a guest list, easy, destination, easy. Everything has been so smooth sailing for this wedding, and then Corona happened. And I'm like, just as I was being the coolest, calmest bride of my entire generation, this has to happen to me. So I'm like, all right, you know, if this is gonna happen to anyone, I'm glad it happened to me. Like, I know like certain friends and cousins that would just like not be able to handle their ish if something like this happened to them during their wedding. So I'm like, that's fine. If it's gonna happen to anyone, it should happen to me. I'm going in with the Sahi Cosmetics Skin Perfecting Elixir Foundation now, my shades N3. As usual, I will link how you can figure out your shade, and I'm just pouring it on the back of my hand and I'm gonna wait for it to heat up. But yeah, I'm like so stressed out over whether or not my wedding's gonna happen. Now my wedding planners in Jamaica, because I'm getting married in Jamaica, my wedding planners are like, listen, do not cancel your wedding. Your wedding's happening for sure. We're like moving all of our April and May brides all the way to June, and they're taking like odd weekdays for their wedding. And so like your spot, the weekend of June is like a really hot weekend. And if you're gonna give it up, like there are plenty of people that wanna take it. But for me, it's risky because we don't know if we're gonna be able to go to Jamaica. Because even if they lift this like state, I'm about to apply it now because it looks like it's warmed up. Even if they lift the travel ban and the stay-at-home orders, my issue is, what about my family from India? Are they gonna allow them to travel to my wedding, or are they gonna be quarantined for 14 days before and after? Because that's not something I wanna put my family through. That's just really just not only inconvenient, but really expensive if you think about it, that they have to be quarantined for all that time. So I don't know how this is gonna play out. I mean, I'm lucky that my family is all kind of like, figure it out, whatever works for you. We don't really mind. Everything else about wedding planning has been so smooth sailing, and you know, I probably shouldn't say this on camera, but I feel like a lot of people flex about how much money they've spent on their wedding when they haven't spent that much money on their wedding. Like, I'm able to get a photographer for my 4-day wedding event. For each person is around like $1,000 to $1,500 for a 4-day event. And then for them to edit and everything, they ask for an additional $1,000. So let's say you have 4 photographers coming with you, that's $4,000. And then editing is another $1,000. So usually a wedding package, like for a 4-day Indian event, would cost you $5,000. Now, a couple of my friends got married last year, and one friend in particular told us all that her company charged her $10,000 for her wedding photos. And those guys were amateurs. Like, they would like click a photo and just stand there and do nothing. And that was really upsetting to us as her friends, watching the photographer not do their job. And so one of my friends yelled at the photographer, was like, she's paying you $10,000 to do your job, so like you should click photos while you're standing here. And the photographer kind of looked at her like, he didn't say anything, but it was kind of like, who's getting $10,000? Why would you lie about that? Like, flex about something else, you know? Like, you don't have to like lie about how much you're paying a photographer to do your wedding shoot. And so that was something that really just triggered me, and now I'm thinking I need to come out with a video or something after my wedding's all said and done and just be truthful about how much everything costs, because I know I got really intimidated when I heard the numbers from other people. I'm just gonna be honest about what I'm paying for my wedding in Jamaica, because even though I'm having a wedding in Jamaica, I'm not that type of person that's gonna be like, oh yeah, I spent over $100,000 at my wedding or $200,000 at my wedding and like flex about it like that. Like, I'm not proud to be wasting money on one single event. I'm really like responsible about my money, so that's not something I would wear as a badge of pride. So for me, it's like, oh, I saved this much money because I found a way to get a wedding package that included X, Y, and Z. And if I can share that detail with everybody else and help them with their wedding, like, so down. Okay, pause for a second because I forgot to go wet my beauty blender. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. And I have a beauty blender. It's not a beauty blender, it's our marble diamond blender, and it's on our website. That's the dirty side. Here, I'll show you the inside. I'll pretend like it's always clean, even though it's not. The tip here is like broken off, but you know, enjoy that view, guys, enjoy. All right, so I'm just patting the foundation into my face. This is already a pretty nice natural finish foundation. It is technically matte, so we had to name it matte, but it has like more of a natural finish in my opinion, and you can just see the lights bouncing off my face pretty nicely. So it has like a velvet matte finish to it, is what I would say, but pretty sure Chanel has trademarked that term, so I can't use it, so, you know. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm starting to open up a little bit more on film. I'm like a really shy person when it comes to filming, which is why I've had this company for 4.5 years, and I'm just now getting into putting myself on camera and talking about the products. But I also had a reason to get away with it. Like, we had Ipsy feature our products. We've had FabFitFun feature our products. So, and then we've worked with influencers all across the US, you know? So when you have like all of those guys in your support system, it's so easy for me to sit back and be like, y'all can handle it. Like, you guys can do the videos, but it's just like time for somebody else to step up and really, you know, put this company on the forefront. And also, I feel my most creative when I'm doing this, and I feel most fulfilled when I'm doing this. So even though being in front of the camera is so intimidating, and wondering what people are gonna comment and how many people are gonna watch, it's like so intimidating, I'm still doing it because it's just for the love of makeup. And hopefully, even if one person learns something from my tutorials, like, I'm so down for that. That makes it all worth it. So, but I want to thank you guys so much for watching my last video about my wedding, shopping in India. That was pretty amazing. You guys came out and supported hardcore. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I had so much fun wedding shopping in India. What you guys don't know is I was extremely sick during like the second half of my trip. So even when I was in Chandigarh and I was explaining my how we met story, New Year's Eve with all Sandeep's friends, even then I was screaming to talk over the music, and that's why like I was like, blah! It looked like I was probably like drunk or something, but I wasn't. I was just talking really loudly over the music, and I was sick. So my throat was like, every time I was like trying to swallow spit to wet it, because I was just beyond sick, and I was trying to like hold in my cough, which everyone knows you should not try to hold in your cough, like your eyes start to water and stuff. So I just used the light peach concealer, and that was sort of like a corrective and concealer at the same time. But I'm gonna go in with the light concealer just to do a little layer on top of that, just to brighten up my under eye a little bit. The good thing about having this company for 4.5 years now is I've made such amazing friends within the beauty community, and they have helped me out with how I've done my like setup hair, how to record, how to do photo shoots, all of that stuff. It's just a cumulative knowledge that I've gained, so that me actually setting up for this was really easy. I already had a lot of the lighting, I had the camera, I knew how to connect my camera to my laptop. And so I could like live view how I'm looking on camera while I'm doing the tutorial. And all that stuff, I feel like I should just put together a video and share with you guys my YouTube setup. So this is our translucent finishing powder. And it's in the shade Brightening. Right now that I got a good layer on, I'm just gonna pack it on underneath and let that bake for a little bit. The funniest reaction to my India vlog was my mom's. She was like, so which one of these outfits did you pick? Like, I'm not telling you, Mom. Like, you don't need to know that. You have to wait until the actual wedding to see my outfits. And she's like, no, I want to know what you picked. But the thing is, if I tell her, she's gonna go off and tell all her friends, and then it's not gonna be a surprise at my wedding. So that's why I'm like, no, Mom, like you chill, you sit, you let it be a surprise. I don't want you seeing my outfits. And a lot of people were like, why didn't you go see Manish Malhotra's wedding outfits? Like, you should have gone to his boutique, because I was already in Qutub Minar for Sabyasachi. And the truth is, like, I didn't even think about him. I don't know, like, for his wedding outfits, I just thought that they were like a little bit outdated. He came out with a really nice line for regular outfits. But yeah, I don't know, I just didn't really want to go for his outfits. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Manish Malhotra is like a really big Indian designer, and he does all of the Indian actresses. He like outfits them for parties and events and movies. All right, next I'm gonna go into this palette that I got off of Amazon. It's called Changeable Fantasy, and it looks very similar to somebody's palette. Schmames Schmarls, let's put it that way. All right, to be honest with you, I have his palette, but it's in Blacksburg, and on my way coming back here, I couldn't find the palette. So because of quarantine, I had to do whatever I could to get this on time, so I just primed it so I could get it here on time. So anyways, this look is gonna be all about the peachy kind of look, so I'm gonna go in and put a little bit of a red base. This is not as pigmented as the real one, but you can still make it work if this is all that your budget allows. Because this was only like $10, $13 on Amazon. I mean, I don't condone copying people's stuff like this directly, but I had to kind of get something. And I know that his palette is a little bit expensive for the material that they're giving you. It can easily be replicated. That's the thing, no one can really replicate a Chanel foundation because it's like hard to replicate, you know? Same thing with my stuff. There have been a couple of companies that have ripped me off too. MAC has come out with an eyeshadow similar to Doha, but they just couldn't get the flex right the way that I do it. So I'm like, okay, go ahead, you can try. I mean, that's the thing with being a small brand, is everyone kind of tries to rip you off. If you've got something going good for you and not a whole lot of people know about it yet, they can get away with ripping you off. I actually do like how this is applying right now. I lied to you. I mean, just flipped in the wrong direction, but yeah. I actually really like how this is applying. It's not bad at all. Oh yeah, I like this shade. All right, I'm gonna do the shade right next to it. And pack this on the lid. All right, next I'm gonna do a little something crazy. I'm gonna be using the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Morocco. So it's this beautiful neon orange color. And I'm gonna dab a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm gonna line my eyelid with this. Y'all don't even know. This formula is not the best, but I had to go in there 3 times just to get that much out. Ooh. So I'm just kind of swirling the brush around each side into the cream. All right, now we are going to add some blush, make the rest of the look orange. I'm gonna go into Tipsy by Tarte. It's their clay. It's some clay, whatever. Oh, it's taking forever to put this pigment on because this blush sucks and I'm so used to using our big blush and like a couple swipes and you're done, honey. Alright, you know what? Screw it, good enough. I'm going in with some highlighter. I'm gonna be using the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. Just like this. And I'm really grabbing it and swiping it on my face. Alright, next I'm gonna go in and put on some mascara. I don't think I'm gonna do lashes just so the pop of color can kind of stick out. I think that would be the cooler thing to focus on. So I'm going to curl my eyelashes. And because we are out of our mascara, our waterproof mascara online, I'm actually gonna be using the Sensational Luscious Full Fan Effect Waterproof Mascara from Maybelline. And I think you can get this off Amazon too. I'll link it in the description below. Last step, Diamond Treatment Lip Balm. This is a little bit of a secret tip that no one wants to tell you because they want you to buy more products. But I'm gonna tell you how you can make your own lipstick at home. And then I'm gonna go in with some eyeshadow. I'm gonna use this shade right here. So it matches the rest of our look and it's gonna be sort of monochromatic. And the best part is this Diamond Treatment Lip Balm has like bomb ingredients. They're like really good for you. Since I'm filming something else, I'm gonna go in and contour my face because I'm like, oh, self-conscious, put some contour. Ooh. So I'm just gonna go straight in. Whoa, I feel like I can breathe now. Oh, I'm chiseled. So much better, like holy moly. Please God, remind me to never ever do a video without contouring my face because I only like myself with contour on. Amen. For those of you that stayed all the way till the end, put a knife emoji, like, you know, like knife, like you contour your chiseled knife. Put a knife emoji and I'll know that you stayed until the actual end. Mwah. Love you guys.